I got lights, I redecorated, all my books are in different places now. It's a vibe, and I also have lights that change color. Wait, hold on. Can you see that? It's fancy schmancy in here. Hello and welcome, my name is Ansu and today I'm here to do my August wrap-up. The first book that I wanted to talk about is Starsight by Sanderson. I actually really enjoyed it. This is way more different than what Skyward, which was the first book. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy Starsight, but it was a whole different, almost different world, I guess. It was definitely interesting to deal with how different it was, and I did enjoy it. In the first book, we're basically following around this girl who's kind of living in outer space in like a different planet, I guess, and the people of that planet are being attacked pretty much all the time by these alien type creatures. We're not sure exactly what they are and what their powers are really, but they always come in to attack the humans. Spencer really wants to be a pilot, which is like one of the most prestigious jobs that you can potentially ever have, but obviously that's not going to come easily to her because her dad used to be a pilot who was a very renowned pilot, actually abandoned the entire team during one of the wars, which is obviously not a good thing, and everybody remembers that. Everyone insults Spencer all the time, never lets her forget that particular thing. Fate has a funny way of doing things, so basically she does end up going into pilot school and has to like learn how to fly and all that kind of stuff, and it's really fun. I really enjoyed it. It is a YA sci-fi. I'm not a huge fan of sci-fi in general, and also I'm not super into young adult books anymore. Like, I do read them, but it's not as much as I used to, at least, and it was a good experience still. I did enjoy it nonetheless. But there's this word that they made up for like cursing, which I think was scud, and I hated hearing that. Like, literally every single page had that, and it got super annoying at the point, but you know what, it kind of grew on me by the end of it. But I really enjoyed the second book as well. It just continues on with Spencer's story. There are a different set of characters in here, but Spencer really grew as a character, and I really enjoyed it. What did I read next? Next up, I read Amari and the Night Brothers by baby Alston. And listen, this is a middle grade fantasy. I don't ever read middle grade. I don't know what it is. I'm not super into it. But this one is really fun. We're following around 13-year-old Amari Peters, who has an older brother named Quentin, who she adores so much. He's like the perfect golden boy. Everyone loves him in his neighborhood. He's just such a nice kid. He's very smart. He used to go to this camp sort of a place, and then one day he goes missing. So Amari does not know anything about what happened. Nobody really knows. There's no information about Quentin. Nobody knows where he is. So one day Amari gets this briefcase that's ticking, and once she opens it, she realizes that there's a whole other world out there, magic and supernatural affairs. Amari is so certain that the answers to finding her brother would be in that briefcase, so she goes ahead and tries to figure out what happened to her brother by going into this camp sort of secret society place to figure out what happened to her brother, and she's really just trying to save him. Amari has to fight for a position amongst like the wealthiest people to keep her spot, and she also does not know anything about like supernatural affairs. But one day, like, this magician person is trying to topple the whole supernatural committee thing. She has to help out and everything, try to save her brother, da 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 da. It's really fun. I really enjoyed this book. It's a different little take on things, and I had a fun time. I think I give this 4 stars. Next up, I read Radio Silence by Oseman. This has been talked about for so long, and I just needed to pick it up at this point, and I did. I didn't realize how dark this book would get. Like, I know people said it's so great, it's wonderful, but nobody really said how dark it was. We're following around Frances, who is this very intelligent girl who loves doing fan art. So she really loves this radio show, I guess, called Radio Silence. And on the flip side, we have Addie, who is a very smart but quiet kid. He never really talks, he never interacts with anybody really, and he is the creator of Radio Silence. So one day, Addie as a radio contacts Frances in order to get like fan art for his show. Frances quickly realizes who radio in real life is. Like, she actually knows that it's Aled. She figures that out. It's a lot of domestic abuse, and oh shit, it is hard to read. Let's be real. Aled did not want his identity out there, so things kind of go really wrong for him. I think I gave this like 4.5 stars. I really did enjoy it, but it was just very, very dark. Alright, next up I read The Invisible Life of Addie Larue by V.E. Schwab. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it, but it was just not as good as her other books. So we basically are following around Addie Larue from like the 1800s, and she lives in France. She is going to be forced into this marriage with some dude that she does not want to marry, and she cannot believe that her entire life is going to end like this. Someone that she knows always told her to never pray to God, to only answer after dark. So like the day before her wedding, she has no choice. She's freaking out. She basically prays that she wants to live a long life where people don't necessarily remember her for her like in that position, and her wish gets granted. It gets a bit twisted. What she gets offered is a very long life. She's going to be immortal essentially, and also literally anyone who sees her, once they turn away, once like the door shuts or whatever, they do not remember her anymore. So she has lived centuries like this, and nobody remembers her. Nobody can say her name. That also comes with it. She cannot say her full name. Like, she can't put a mark on anything. She can't write anything. She can't take photos. She can't be in photos. Like, it's a messed up life for her. So many years later, she interacts with this guy, and even though he's like behind a door, he still stops her, and we realize that this dude actually remembers Addie for some reason. So she's trying to figure out like what the heck is going on. She's freaking out, obviously. That is basically the story, and it's fun. It really is fun. It's a unique take on things. I don't think I've ever read anything like this previously, so it was fun to read it. I don't know, the ending was not my favorite, and I was kind of really pushing myself through it. Yeah, it was not the best. I've read better books from V.E. Schwab that I enjoyed a lot more, so I think I was just comparing it with those. Next up, I read Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. This is a very, very popular book, and I've heard people love it or hate it. I was in the middle ground. I gave it like 3 stars. I don't know. There were some things that I was kind of annoyed with, especially the main character, Mi-young. I found her a little bit annoying at times. Following around 18-year-old Mi-young, who has a very big secret. She is secretly a gumiho, which is like a 9-tailed fox. In order to survive, they have to devour the energy from men. I think it's specifically just from men. And basically in Seoul, where there are so many evil people that people won't miss, it's just easy to hide. On the flip side, we have Ji-hoon, who interacts with Mi-young while she is a 9-tailed fox and realizes this. He is saved by her when he was about to be when he was about to be killed by this other creature. We don't know, I forget what it was. Some other type of a creature that was trying to kill Ji-hoon, and Mi-young saves him. Kind of gain a friendship very slowly, and it's very sweet. And I did enjoy seeing that. Mi-young is just, she was so weak all the time, especially with her mother around. I just found her so annoying. Like, dude, you couldn't do anything. So I think that kind of really took away from the book for me, but it was still a good book. I'm not gonna hate on it or anything. It was fun. I might continue on with the rest of the series just to see like what's up, because I think it ended pretty nicely, so it would be fun to see what the rest of the series is about. And the final book that I read in the month of August was Show Your Work by Alston Kleon. I had talked about this book in one of my reading slump videos. Wait, this is a non-fiction, and I really enjoyed this. Basically, Alston Kleon talks about how you should show your work when it comes to creativity. So whether you're making videos, or whether you're making like Instagram posts, drawing, painting, anything really, anything creative, especially whenever you're doing things, just try to share that work from the beginning to the end to see like how the process is going. It not only helps you as a person, it also helps other people. It's just awesome because you will not necessarily be forgotten, and I thought that was a really interesting concept. There are some things that you can really involve into your life, and I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it quite a bit. I would really recommend you guys to read this. This is like such a short book, so you can fly through it, but it's really nice. I do also want to mention that I kind of read Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a good book too. I didn't finish it entirely. I finished like 80%, I want to say, but it was really good too. That one is also a non-fiction. It really talks about how you can change your habits into being a better version of yourself. So if you want to quit bad habits or gain good habits, like tips and tricks to do all of those things are kind of in that book, and I thought that was really fun as well. You can definitely add a lot of those vices, I guess, into your real life, like at this moment, and I thought that was really good too. I really did enjoy reading that one. I did not finish it though, so. Alright you guys, those are all the books I read in the month of August. If you're new here, hi, welcome, my name is Ansu. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified every single time I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time with another one. Until then, I'll talk to y'all in the comments. Bye! Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jeez. I still have hair in my mouth. Okay.